Finally, after all these years, I realized that my grandmother, may her soul rest in peace, was always right. She used to say something like, Adara haka Allah yaso, and that's in the Hausa language. In English, it means faith. That's what God intended. I used to wonder why she would say that to people that come to her to vent or come to her for counsel. She'll just end the conversation with Adara haka Allah yaso. So to me, it means this is your destiny, right? This is the path for you. This is the path that has been defined for you. Now, fast forward years later, when I started to look back at my life, at least to the last 2 years, just to write my book. And the book is more of an anecdote, is not a biography of any kind. It's just looking at those last 2 years and looking at what led me here to this point where I'm at. And I realized that those years, they were a blessing for me because they caused me to change the way I was thinking, to transform from within and not look for external validation. And that's what those 2 years did for me, because I did a lot of self-reflection and I was able to do for myself and be reliant on myself. And that was why those 2 years were a blessing for me, because without those 2 years, I would never believe in a million years that I could start a podcast, that I could write a book, or I could reach out to people I believe are untouchable. I would have never, ever believed that had it not been for those 2 years, because they pressured me to transform what I am. And if you know anything about elements of the universe or the world, diamonds, for example, they're pressured in their natural state to become diamonds. And that's how I choose to look at it. I choose to look at it like my life was pressured so much to the point where there was nothing for me to do but to transform. So that's why I think that my grandmother's words were so powerful. And it's not just her words, it's everywhere. Like Albert Einstein, who I love the most and I love to quote on this channel, he said that the most important thing that we can do as human beings is to decide what kind of universe we live in. Do we live in a friendly or a hostile universe? And what he was trying to do with that statement was to try to get us to change our perspective, because he understood that our perspective pulls things into us. It causes us to attract things that we want. Right? That's what our perception is. If you go into things thinking that you're going to be great at it, I truly believe that you're going to be great at it. If you set your goals and you align them with your values and who you are, you become whatever it is that you believe you can be. And that's what perception is. Your perception is important. I've seen videos about visualization, imagination, and all of that. And that is all it is that they're trying to program you from inside for you to be able to attract things outside of you based on what's inside. So if you are into marketing or sales or anything like that, there's this thing called the Floridian Slip, right? Is where you question someone and eventually they reveal their true intentions, like what is really inside of them. The only way you can change that is through changing your perception and affirming to yourself who you want to be. I think that's why affirmations are important. I never used to do affirmations, but I started doing them. So I guess that's what perceptions are. And that's what my grandmother was trying to say. She was trying to say that this is the path for you. And the only way you can change that path is by transforming yourself from within, transforming your thoughts, transforming your beliefs, and transforming the way you feel about things. This is the statement that I'm going to leave you with today. Just believe and trust. And when you're going through hard times, just believe that there's light at the end of the tunnel. And while you're in it, just continuously try to change your perception about it. And eventually, it will be revealed to you why you're going through those hard times. All right, I'll see you guys next week. And don't forget to buy the book. All right, see you next week.